Make sure this works. All right. This microphone. Is this thing on? I don't know if it's working. Make sure that it, let's see, details, schedule. Make sure that my microphone is working. It's been acting up lately. What's up, guys? Y'all can hear me? Excellent. I wasn't getting the notification a second ago. Okay, sweet. So I've got my camera down here, but my screen is up there, so don't be surprised if I suddenly start looking to the heavens for some reason. That's what I'm doing. All right. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Okay, so let's get a few things out of the way before we go any further. So first of all, for those of you who didn't catch my last face reveal, like my first one, this is what I look like. Glad that y'all got to catch it. I'm not going to do this awesome because I'm one ugly son of a gun. So you don't have to look at this mug too often. I prefer the chibis, I really do, and I prefer my Raven avatar. Also, I hope y'all caught my response video today. It's so funny. I saw that. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I just thought, I've never seen this video. It looks really old. Let me have a look at it. I watched it, and I was going, who wrote this? Who did this? And I looked at his sources and said, oh, he's got sources. Let me see if he knows something I don't. And I read all the sources, and I went, did you read your own sources? And so I looked to see if this guy did anything else, and I realized he also did a samurai one, the top 10 horrifying truths about samurai. And I thought, oh, this is going to be even worse. But then I saw Metatron already replied to that. And Metatron, if you ever do watch this, because apparently some of my fans mentioned me to you. What's up, man? Really liked that video. Very old. I think it's like 4 or 5 years old. And yeah, I'm not going to reply to that one. He already did just fine. He did great on that. But no one had done this one, so I decided to reply to this one. Anyway. So with that out of the way, if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description to check it out. It's been a while since I did a response video, so it felt kind of fun. I enjoy doing those, and I know y'all enjoy seeing them. All right, so here's what's going to happen today. I don't have a lot of time because it's going to be very busy tonight and tomorrow because I've got church and I've got work. I got a lot going on, so I'm not going to be on too long, probably only maybe an hour to an hour and a half. And what I want to do is answer some questions or some common questions that you have for me because we reached 8,000 subs, guys. We're so close to 10,000. We're really getting there. And I want to reward you guys because some of y'all may have just become new to the channel. Some of y'all may have never heard of me, and this is your first time seeing me. And if that's the case, awesome. I'm glad to know you. I'm glad to meet you. This is your chance to ask me some questions. I'll read through these and try to get through them as quick as I can. If I miss your question, I'm sorry. I can only read through these so fast. But I will do my best. So let's give it a shot. All right. So any questions? Thoughts on the new trailer? Oh, the one that just released, Amin? Yeah, Amin Barry asked thoughts on the new trailer. I like it. I think it's very cool. I think that's Astria talking in the trailer, which is kind of cool. I really like this concept of, you have Horkos and Chimera both searching for water. Everything's gotten really bad in Heathmore. So they come to this temple that actually looks lush. It looks green. And as soon as they walk in, suddenly the spirits start attacking. Like you've disturbed the delicate balance of nature and the spirits are angry, which fits into the idea of kami and spiritual ideals in Eastern mythology. So I think that's really neat. I am excited for this new hero. I mean, the more they build up this season, the more excited I get. The problem is they're kind of playing a little bit too much. Their hand is getting played a little bit too much. I kind of don't want too much revealed about it, but that's my thoughts on the new trailer. Let's see. What do I think of the warp? Says Jaguar Warrior. You mean from Warhammer 40K, right? It's cool. I don't know what else you wanted me to say. It's chaos made real, it's pretty neat. It's one of those extra dimensional things. So see what you want with that. Epic Flail asks, do you listen to Sabaton? Yes, it's like my favorite band. Michael Eschbach, I found out about you the day I fought y'all in Dominion. Hey, awesome. Drywater, thoughts on Naruto as a show? It's a show that started off really cool. I liked it to begin with, but it slowly got worse. And then it went too long. It went way too long. And if you want me to rant about Naruto on this stream, I can, or I can save that for another stream where I don't read your comments. I just rant. Okay. But anyway, Who will win in your thoughts, Horkos or Chimera? I'm going to have to give it to Chimera for one reason. From a historical standpoint, societies and cultures that are built out of unity and diplomacy often last longer than ones built on tyranny. That's just how it tends to work. But Heathmore follows different rules. There's magical rules. There's no telling who's going to side with who. There's a lot of factors there that I can't account for, so I don't know technically. What do you think the new hero will be? Has your thoughts changed since your video? No, it hasn't changed. They haven't changed. I still think it's a samurai. I still think he's using a tachi or of some kind, and he's going to be very sword and sheath based. I still think he's based on Yamabushi or some kind of mountain monk. So that hasn't changed. Do you think the new hero is from the story? No. New Knight hero? No. Why are you so handsome? I'm not. I don't know. There's no one behind me, so you must be looking at me. I'm not that handsome. What are your thoughts on Odin and the Wano arc in One Piece? The Wano arc is such a fun arc. But I'd be lying if I didn't say it wasn't what I wanted. I'd be lying if it's saying it's what I wanted to see. I don't like this kind of One Piece delving into Japan thing. I want One Piece to be its own thing. We've got enough samurai-esque anime as it is. Okay, so wait a minute, Raven Knight. You are not Raven. You're not a Raven. My God. It's all coming together. Thoughts on Powerwolf? They're okay. I like Powerwolf. Most of their songs are pretty good. Others I couldn't care for. Best paired emote. I love the mug one. I love that mug emote. That's so fun. Do you think a Wulin will come out for season 4? I'd like them to, but if they follow their typical pattern, it's going to be a samurai hero this season, and then another samurai hero at the end of the season, and the next year they'll do a Viking and a Viking. Then the year after that, they'll do a Wulin and a Wulin. I don't know. I love your content and the history lesson you blessed us with, and I want to have your opinion about the theory of Atlantis. Do you think it existed? I think Horkos and Chimera are an even match. Did Atlantis exist? Something like Atlantis existed. There is a city based on Atlantis, but the Atlantis city itself that we see in pop culture and fiction did not. Important question. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck Norris. Take that to the bank. How long have you played For Honor? Since it was released. I've started that game since the day it came out. It is easily my favorite game to play. Will you show us one of your weapons in the stream like the last time? Sure. Let me know which one you want to see. On the Steps of Heavens. Thank you, Monkey. Thank you, Monkey. You got it right. Return to Monkey. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen the new song by Matt CMG, it's hilarious. It's called Return to Monkey. It's funny. I like it. Raven, listen, you're handsome. You just haven't accepted it yet. I haven't accepted many things. There are many things I haven't accepted. And one of them is this face. Rocking the long hair and muscular chest when the new hero drops. The long hair's fine. I don't know if I saw a muscular chest. Okay, let's see that Geon then. The Geon? Oh, okay. Sure. 1 second. I got to stand up. This will fall if I do, so I'm going to set that right there. Standing up. Geon. Now y'all see it. Yeah, I have a, for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen any of my channel content before, I have a sword collection, and one of them, this is one that I got a long time ago. I think I got this 4 or 5 years ago. This is a Geon sword. It's a Chinese gentleman sword, and I've wanted to have a Wulin hero with one of these for a while. It's a very beautiful blade. Hold on. Straight blade, very thin along the blade. This is a mostly piercing weapon. It's designed to stab straight in. It can slash too, but that's not what it's best at. It really is just best for the thrust. It's also called a Tai Chi sword sometimes because you can use it in martial arts Tai Chi practices. Frankly, and if I'm being honest, I wouldn't want to take this into a battlefield. If I was in a fight, sure, I could use this. It's definitely useful, but I wouldn't want it on a battlefield. I'd rather have a dao or a pole arm or something like that if I was picking a Chinese weapon. This is what a scholar would carry around, like an officer or a scholar. And the reason why is because it's very light and very well balanced. And so if you're attacked on the road by a bandit or a thief, you could easily whip this out and fight them off with it. Very, very well usable. Yeah, I really like this sword. Anyway. Put that back in there. Anyway, that clack always sounds so satisfying. All right, anyway, I missed a lot of questions. Okay, keep going. Domini, we all know what is going on between you and Holden. Thoughts on Zweihanders? You know, people keep getting on me about Zweihanders. They keep saying, why do you call Astria's weapon a Flamberge? It's not a Flamberge. And I go, Flamberge is the kind of wavy blade pattern. Her weapon is a Zweihander, but I think I said that. I think Zweihanders are very cool. I think the design of a Zweihander is neat. I have always preferred long swords, but that's just me. Josh the Scott, I got to head out. See you later, Josh. Thanks for popping in. How do you think the gameplay would be for a Geon wielding hero? Like, how would you think that would make it different to other sword wielders? Okay. I would like them to be kind of a hybrid between a Nobushi and a Warden. I want them to have a hidden stance like a Nobushi, because you often see the kind of hidden stance in the Geon. So I think that'd be cool if they kind of had a hidden stance. But from that hidden stance, they might have access to an unblockable stab. They might have access or possibly an undodgeable heavy that would have to be accounted for. I'd like them to have a overhead sweeping zone attack. I'd like their heavies to be kind of like Centurion, where it's a stab-based heavy and a slash-based light. I don't know, just some thoughts. And I'd like to see them guard kind of like the Shaolin with their free hand. You know, I think that'd be really neat. Anyway, did you see EFAP on last week's episode of Friday Night Thoughts? They thought they had the same charm, just chatting about Nerf Culture and talking about movies and shows. I'm afraid I didn't catch that EFAP episode. I don't always catch them on time. I usually watch them later. The Geon is a very unique style. It does. Hear me out. Double Geon, Liu Bei hero. Fang Tian Huaji Lu Bu hero. Nanban tribe hero and Mongol inspired hero. Maybe. Do you know what happened to the Warden from the story mode? No one knows. That's the thing. He just disappeared. Do you like fitness? I like to stay fit. If you could live in one ancient civilization, what would it be? Read my short story on the channel that I read called Tea with a King. That'll answer that question. It's a story about me if I went back in time and got to drink tea with Oda Nobunaga in feudal Japan. Thoughts on the new battle pass? I like it. I like the new battle pass. This is such a better battle pass than last time. The last battle pass was just kind of weak to me. I'm not a big fan of the whole gesture thing, the clown thing. But this whole skull, dried, arid thing, oh, it's good. And I love the execution, that bladed chakram execution. Oh, that looks good. But it makes me so disappointed because they're showing chakrams, which are Indian weapon. They're a Rajput weapon. And I'm like, come on, give us Rajput heroes now. Come on. Whatever. What other factions do you want in For Honor other than the Indians? Okay, so people ask me all the time, why can't we have other factions like Africans, Native Americans, and all these others? And in the last live stream I did yesterday, I talked about this, but I'll talk about it again here. The problem with adding other factions is not that I don't want them to. There are three problems that I could see. The first is finding unique weapons that could be used differently from the weapons we already have. Like, for example, if we were to add, say, an Egyptian faction, people were saying we want an Egyptian faction. Okay, name 4 weapons from Egypt that would be unique to Egypt and that would be used uniquely from other weapons we already have. Like, for example, you could say, well, the Egyptians have their own kind of spear. Cool. How would it be used differently than Valkyries or Nobushis? I think that's the problem. A lot of these weapons would be used just fundamentally the same. The only weapon I can think of from Egypt would be the Kopesh, and that might be the only unique one you could get out of that. But there may be others, I just don't know them. The second problem is getting things organized. If you put too many different factions into the game, it gets very confusing, and they're already struggling to get people to like the Wulin. I still hear people say, we hate the Wulin. I love the Wulin, so shut up. And then the other problem is the socio-political nature of adding other factions. Look, here's the thing. I have this game that I like to play. Pick something you really like, go to a Google or web search, and just type in whatever it is you like is racist, is sexist, is bigoted, is homophobic, is blah, blah, blah. And odds are good you will find at least one source or article that says it is. Now, why is that? Because there's a ton of people out there who want to be offended by things. And I think if you add an African faction or a Muslim faction or any of these other factions, then the problem you're going to face is someone is going to come out of the woodwork and say, oh, well, this is racist, this is Islamophobic, this is awful. And you might think, well, I don't care. Like, I've heard plenty of people say, look, I'm Muslim and I would love a Muslim faction. I know. I would too. You and me, we're on the same page here. I want that. But what's going to happen is people are going to play the game. Muslim faction gets introduced. A knight hero is going to run up and kill a Muslim player, and they're going to put a meme to it and say, Deus Vult, kill the infidel. And the first thing that's going to happen is someone's going to see that meme. They're going to get offended, and they're going to say, oh, it's so racist. For Honor's just racist. It's Islamophobic. And then they're going to go to the news, and then the media is going to lap it up, and then they're going to cause a lot of political, social issues for the developing team. And now the developing team has to backpedal and go, okay, we need to backpedal. And then that causes a lot of problems for the game. Now, again, I don't care. I think that's just fine. I think most of us would be grateful to have an Islamic faction. I think that'd be fun. I think you guys would find it fun. I'm saying there are people and elements out there who've never played For Honor who would get offended on behalf of us people who don't care. They say, well, you may not care, but we care about you. And if anything, I think that's the most insulting thing ever, that someone has to be offended on your behalf. Whatever. That's my only problem with adding other factions. I'd like an Indian faction for the only reason I'd add an Indian faction, like a Rajput faction, is just because I think it would be harder to profile that in a racial way, to say it's racist to kill these people. There aren't a lot of Indians rushing out to say, hey, be offended for me. Whatever. If you could bend any of the 4 elements, what would you bend? Fire. Because I want to burn things, man. Fire is power. Anyway, this may be a dumb question, but what do you think about a change to the territory map since Wulan had been in the game for a while? I don't think it will ever happen. I think if they wanted it to happen, it would have happened by now. I'd like it to happen. I'd like the Wulan to have a presence on the map, but I don't think it ever will. I think those are always going to be nomadic. How about an Aztec faction? I go back to my original point. I watched your Guan Yu videos, and it was great. Will you cover more Three Kingdoms lore like the Yellow Turban Rebellion? Maybe. Like I've said before, Chinese history isn't my forte. It's not what I studied most when I was going through my Asian cultures courses in college. I mostly studied Korea and Japan and the Philippines and Thailand. I'd studied a bit of China, but not as much as I could have, to my own detriment. What is your favorite weapon in history? Longsword. I've always loved the longsword. I know that there are better weapons, but the aesthetic of it always impressed me. I've always liked the longsword. Raven, what do you think of a Polynesian faction? Could work. I don't see why it couldn't. But again, if you can find weapons and animation styles that are unique to them. Okay. What weapons would you like a Rajput faction here to start with? Okay. The Vanguard would use a scimitar, kind of like a Dao, but a little bigger and a little heavier. The Heavy would use a shield and a Khanda sword. That would be awesome. The Assassin would use Qatar daggers, Qatar punch daggers. And then the Hybrid would use an Ara coiled sword. Those would be what I start with. This may sound a bit outlandish, but do you think that For Honor retconned the whole Japan sank during the Cataclysm and made it so that Japan actually moved and then crashed into Heathmore? What makes you think they retconned that? How would you feel about it For Honor 2? I would be game if I knew that everything that I put my time and energy into in my PS4 For Honor 1 account could be moved to For Honor 2. See, that's the thing. We've already sunk so much into original For Honor, it'd be kind of silly to say, okay, we're abandoning this altogether. Let's go to For Honor 2. Raven, what's Taiwanese history like? I can't dedicate the whole stream to answering that question. Taiwanese history is a long subject. Do you believe that the Battle Pass is worth it in any capacity? I personally don't find it enticing at all, and I think it's almost a waste of money. Pig, if you do not want to get the Battle Pass, don't get the Battle Pass. I got the Battle Pass because I like what's in it. I think the weapon designs look cool. Not a big fan of some of the art and textures, but I like the execution that's in it. And yeah, I think it's sweet. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but I like it. What's your favorite mythological creature? Centaurs. I love centaurs. They've always been one of my favorites. I like horses. I've always liked cavalry. I think that there's a certain aesthetic to riding around on a horse that's awesome. And to see a centaur, which is a person fused onto a horse, is just really cool. I've always had this kind of fantasy in my mind of being friends with a centaur so I could ride on them and we could go into battle together. That'd be so awesome. If I had to pick something besides centaur, though, maybe a mermaid, because Little Mermaid was a very early movie for me, and I really liked The Little Mermaid. Ariel was awesome. And of course, people go, "Oh, God, those are just human and animal mix. What about a real mythical creature?" Well, they count, but phoenixes are cool. Anyway, Prussia faction would be cool. Yeah. What do you think of an Egyptian faction? I already answered that. What about a Maori faction? Brought that up too. Polynesian faction. Do you think they would make a Rome faction? I don't think they'll do that. What do you think of the theatrical Aztec faction sent on Discord? I saw that, and I think it could work. Ooh, wow, I'm sending a lot of stuff now. Is a Wendigo considered a mythical creature, and would you ever do a video on them if so? Sure, maybe. They kind of count as undead, though. Hey, you knew since all this is going on, when is Sunda and all this, and when is he going to get revenge and burn the Blackstone Legion and Horcrux to the ground? Why would he want revenge? You mean after the Sundas escape? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to focus on anything Sanhu related. What class do I think the new hero will be? Vanguard, probably. I'm getting a lot of Miyamoto Musashi vibes from this new hero. Well, that's interesting, considering Aramusha was based on Miyamoto Musashi. What could you add to For Honor 2, though, to warrant a sequel, alongside being able to carry over progress of the sequel? I don't know. That's a good question. What would you add to a sequel? I feel like the CCU update and Marching Fire were For Honor 2. Oh, I meant, do you think that For Honor will retcon the whole Japan song under the Cataclysm? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That'd be too big of a retcon. I think the new hero is going to be an assassin. Okay. What do you think about a caliphate faction where it combines several Middle Eastern, Anatolian, Southwest Asian caliphates or dynasties like the Ottomans, Mamluks, Timurids, and Rajputs? If you can make it work, make it work. I think, again, I'm fine with that. I'm talking about how the rest of the world will react. Why do Japanese anime show a bunch of katanas when samurai use bows a lot more than katanas? I answered this in another video called The Truth About the Katana, and here's the reality about the katana. The katana was a backup weapon. But when you reach the Edo period, when there's mostly peace, there's no more war, the katana changed its purpose. It was no longer a battlefield weapon per se. It was more of a status symbol. Only samurai could carry katanas. Only samurai could carry swords. So walking around town with a katana meant you were a samurai. Peasants couldn't have them. So after a while, having a katana was analogous to being samurai, of being of a higher place. Soon this grew into legend. You know, people were saying, "Oh, well, katanas are associated with the samurai. They're so powerful. They're so amazing." And then legends start getting spread because katanas get passed down in families. And so you pass on the idea of, this is Raikiri, the sword of this family that was said to cut through lightning. And then you see that in Naruto with the lightning blade that Kakashi uses. It's called lightning blade. In Japanese, it's Raikiri, which is based off of a katana in actual history that's believed to cut a bolt of lightning. These legends get passed down, and so the katana becomes overly romanticized, and now the katana is what we always see and talk about in anime because it's the legendary sword that beats all other swords. There's an anime called The Legendary Blacksmith, I think it was called, where this dude is like this really awesome alchemaic blacksmith, and all he makes are katanas, and they build up just how amazing katanas are, and a lot of it's poppycock, genuinely. So that's kind of the reason why. Man, y'all sent a lot of stuff. Do you think an archer could fit into For Honor? It would be broken. Sorry. Pay taxes or buy a Zweihander? I don't even know the answer to that question. I need to think about it. How do you feel about a hero that would use a rapier and would you use they would use a very elegant form of fighting? I wouldn't mind a rapier, but I guess with game logic it would work, but in reality, it's going to snap if a Kanabo hits it. Would you ever consider doing a video or segment on Christian views on tattoos throughout history in different cultures? You mean like my view of tattoos or the Christian view of tattoos? Because I can tell you the Christian view of tattoos, because I'm Christian, but I'm smart enough to know and look at cultures and say, hey, this tattoo was important to this culture because blank. But I can tell you the Christian view of tattoos in general. Here's the thing. If a Christian tells you that God doesn't like tattoos, they're not exactly wrong. The Bible says that the body, the human body, is the temple of God. So the idea is what you do with your body matters. And so if you're going to tattoo something on your body, you need to make sure that what you tattoo on your body is still honoring God. So in other words, tattooing mom or an anchor on your arm, I mean, it's not hurting anybody. But if you're tattooing very sexual symbols or very inappropriate stuff on your body, you got to ask yourself, would God be proud of that being on your body, since your body is a temple of the Spirit? That's the thing. Most Christians that I've met don't care about tattoos. In fact, a couple of them have tattoos, but usually they're Bible verses like on the shoulder or something, or that I've seen pictures of Jesus's face on the arm. You got to ask yourself, I'm going to put this permanently on my body. Is it something that I'm going to be proud of? And is it something that honors God? That's the Christian view. Okay, moving on. Outside of the Geon, what other Chinese-specific weapons would you like to see for honor used for new heroes? I personally want to see a G polearm. That'd be cool. That's one cool one. Let's see. I'd like a whip chain. That would be awesome. I love a whip chain. IMA piercers, maybe. Flame and wind wheels. Those would all be cool. Moving on. Do you think the different officers should have different types of weapons, not all swords? I'd like that. How would you feel about a wave defense mode? I know For Honor's combat isn't the best when fighting more than one opponent, but perhaps you could purchase buffs and traps to help fight enemies off. So like waves of enemies, I think that'd be fine as long as the waves are AI, because if it's all players, you're going to be destroyed. 2 things. What do you think of the new season? 2, do you plan on doing anything big like talk to a game developer or something like that? I like the new season so far. And do I plan to talk to a big game developer? I'd like to, but I'm not nearly popular enough. I know that they don't notice me. Most don't care. Also, more on the tattoos. The main reason why God was not a fan of Israel using tattoos is due at the time tattoos were used in rituals like ones for Baal. A lot of the rules that God created in the books of Leviticus and Deuteronomy are laws created to protect the Israelites from corruption. Because it's very easy for the Israelites who just moved into Canaan, a land of pagans, to adopt their culture and beliefs. So God created all these rules and said, look, you want to have a society that survives and lasts a long time? Do these things, don't do these things, because these things will lead you into their arms while these things honor me. Once the Israelites started living in Rome, where they were protected and could live life the way they saw fit, that was when Jesus could come along and say, all right, now let's talk about what comes after the law of Moses, like what fulfills the law of Moses. So that's where that comes in. Will you ever play Chivalry 2 or not? I already play Chivalry 2. In fact, I was playing Chivalry 2 earlier today with Viking, one of my followers. Who do you think the new hero will side with, or do you think the new hero will stay neutral? I think they're going to be Horkos. I've heard that they're going to be Horkos. Weren't a lot of the laws in Leviticus health laws? Yes, a lot of them were health-based laws. Fight me. Norse tattoos are awesome. I will not fight you, and they are awesome. Thank you for the answer about tattoos. You're welcome, Corey. What hero do you think deserves more love? Oh, Shinobi. That poor son of a so-and-so. He needs help. Now, I know you think an archer would be broken, and rightfully so, but how do you think it would possibly work? Just maybe. Well, first you need to work out range, because otherwise that archer is going to be able to shoot someone from a massive distance. So I would make their archery able to shoot from maybe Shinobi's distance of throwing. But you'd have to give him some ability to block in case someone gets in on him. He'd want to be like Nobushi, able to dodge back. But then, of course, if you can just shoot from a distance, all the other characters can't touch it. It would just be broken. I have no idea how it would work. What are your views on Ghost of Tsushima? I've always wanted Assassin's Creed to take a game and put it in Japan. They can't do it now because Ghost of Tsushima was that. It was amazing. I love Ghost of Tsushima. Assassin's Creed wishes it could be like that again. but it can't. I have to go to sleep. Good night, Lord Raven. Good night, Nathan. Holden, will you ever come to the... I'm not Holden. Do you think Ubi missed out on an opportunity to make For Honor a decent RPG if they focus on world building over and character development over multiplayer? I think they could have. The problem is multiplayer games tend to go so much better and get sold much easier than RPG games. Okay, so I know the Discord server is weird as F, wow, but what do you think of it? I'm glad to have it. The Discord server is a very cool place. It is weird. It is very, very weird, but I'm glad to have so many people on there who enjoy talking to me, enjoy hearing my thoughts, and enjoy sharing things. I really, really like the Discord server. I'm glad that you're all there. Those of you who are on the Discord, thank you so much for being a part of it. It's just great. If there was a way you would buff or rework Jormungandr, what would you give her? Because overall, she doesn't feel like a heavy anymore due to the lack of hyper armor and damage. She has hyper armor. She has hyper armor. After an initial heavy, after a certain period, she gains hyper armor. In fact, one of my favorite moves to do with her is to start a heavy, but then cancel it and then start another one, because what they're going to try to do is they're going to swing a heavy to parry me, and it'll just pass right through their heavy and hit them. Any ideas for a future Ravens writing room? Yes, I have lots of ideas. You know, I kind of wonder what they'll do for the next Viking heroes. Like, are there any other Viking-specific weapons outside of, like, the Syax daggers they could use? That's a problem that I see with the Vikings going forward. I think what's going to happen is the Vikings are going to have to branch out in terms of culture. Like, the Vikings went to Scotland for the Highlander and went to the Celts for the Shaman. They're going to need to branch out. If ever a time was necessary for the Vikings to jump in Native America or to Russia or somewhere else, now's the time. They need something. They need to branch out to something else, because Vikings are running out of weapons. They've got an axe and shield. They've got CX daggers, maybe a boarding axe, but they're running out of stuff. They need something. Let's see. Dang, that was surprisingly wholesome. What was? Do you think a Warhammer like Jormund's hammer, but for the knights and has a smaller hammer that can be thrown? I'd like a Warhammer hero. That's actually something the Vikings could pick up. I mean, sure, they didn't have Warhammers in actual history, but come on, it's For Honor. It's fantasy anyway. What magic do you think For Honor has? I don't know. They never make it clear what the magic system is. Raven, is your avatar a mixture of knight and samurai armor? Yes, it is. Do you think Lawbringer needs a rework? Yes and no, because I've done pretty well with him. And if I can do pretty well with him, maybe he's too easy. I don't know. If it's a Viking, I'll be happy because Valhalla is where it's at. There you go. I'm the Rep 8 Yorm main you played with on PS4. He does not need to be changed. He's perfectly fine how he is. Well, Storm, I'll take your word on it. I don't think Yorm needs to be changed. I think he's fine. There are characters who need to be changed. Do you think a Buccaneer hero would work for the Vikings? Keep a gun out of his hands and we'll talk. Yes. I don't want him to carry a gun. Captain Obvious says, oh, that was very obvious. That was very, very obvious. Well, since there are no new questions right now, oh, there's one. In Mother Russia, we are Raider Legendary. Actually, funny thing, when I was playing Chivalry earlier, Viking showed me his character. He looks like a Viking. I know they're all knights, but he looks like a Viking. Dane axes. I'm actually trying to get a Dane axe right now. I want to add a Dane axe to my collection. Actually, no. There's actually this longsword that I'm trying to get. I've already got one longsword. It's over there. But I'm trying to get another one. It'd be a little bit smaller and I don't know, maybe a little bit more balanced for me. That one, I don't know. I think the blade's a little loose in its hilt, but whatever. Oh, more stuff. An Eastern European hero with heavy mail and gambits in the lower tiers. Viking with a paired Cossack sabers would be awesome. Okay. Do you play Zelda? No. Oh, hello. I do not play Zelda. Stay. I know we ain't getting a Mace Knight anytime soon, but there still is a possibility for a Samurai or Wulin to have a similar weapon, like a Tsuruhashi Warpick or an Iron Whip. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I like a mace. Maces are cool. Heck, funny, sometimes people don't realize that Jormungandr is wielding Thor's hammer. Are you kidding? How can you not tell that's Thor's hammer? It looks nothing like what a real medieval Warhammer looks like. I can't believe that Highlander sword is a claymore. It doesn't look like one. It's not. It's too dang big. Will you talk about Warhammer Fantasy in the future? Sure, I can do that. I sometimes reference it. Raven, do you think I should pursue my creative passion for my career, or do you think I should focus on what helps me more financially? Ooh, that's a good question. Do you focus on what you love, or do you focus on what's financial? Well, let me give you my personal example. I am currently working at a restaurant, and I don't like it that much. It's not very fun. They very much use me, I feel like. I am basically there to pinch pennies. But I do make almost $100 to $200 a shift, working hard at it anyway. So a week can go by and I make nearly $1,000. Nearly. That's not bad. Now I do this YouTube thing. This is what I love. Doing this right here is what I love. Making these videos, sharing stuff with you, writing advice, response videos, gaming with you guys. This is what I love. I'm not making a lot of money off of it. I think I make maybe $200 a month, maybe. And I know that there are other ways that I could get more popular. I could do a lot more stuff, but I don't have that kind of time because I need to focus on my financial career. So the question is, do you have to focus on one or the other? I think it's possible to do both, but that's a decision you have to make for yourself. At the end of the day, what I would focus on more is what you love to do, genuinely. Because I think that what you love to do will keep you happy longer. If I didn't have this YouTube channel, if I couldn't be doing what I'm doing here now, I feel like I'd be very miserable doing this job and then just coming home to nothing. Coming home from work to game with you guys or to work on videos or to write my stories, because I got a ton of stories that I'm working on. I really need to get back to that at some point. But being able to do things that I love, that keeps me going. That really helps with the depression. So I would focus on what you love. Survival or joy? And that's one of the hardest questions in history, isn't it? You know, do you want to live or do you want to survive? They're not always the same thing. I want to live a little, not just survive. The way I see it, I want to live my life so that I have no regrets, so that I pass away knowing that I did everything I could and I lived my life to the best of my ability. I want to live a life that is fulfilling. So I want to live. I want to enjoy life. That doesn't mean I'm going to be reckless and YOLO, you know, do reckless crap. But it does mean that I'm going to value every minute I'm alive and make the most of it. With Raven, we got a game on PC one day. Sure, we will. Considering how many variants the Yari Spear has, do you think they'll use one of those variants for the Yari for honor or ever use the Yari as a potential weapon for a hero? I doubt it. Just genuinely, I doubt it. If power armor was real, what would you do with it if you had one? I'd wear that crap all the time. I'd walk around with and just flex. What if a bow hero could switch to another weapon they're close to another hero? What would they use? I think then the question would be, why can't other heroes switch to different weapons when people get too close or get to certain positions? I mean, I get it. You want a bow hero, but I just don't see how it would work. A ranged hero is already a problem. I mean, how do you deal with that? How would you address a range? Like, think of it like this. If you're a bow hero and you see a gank going on, all you have to do is lock on to an opponent who's too far away to deal with you and then just start shooting them from a distance. And if they run towards you, you can keep shooting them until they die. What can they do? Can they block it? Maybe a shield hero could, but then everyone's going to just play shield heroes. See the problem? Did you design the Knight Samurai you use in your videos? He looks pretty badass. Actually, I can't take credit for that. The design for that avatar was done by my buddy, Jay White. He's awesome. He's an excellent artist. He is actually very, very good. He's drawn a lot for some of my stories, and I've written some stories for him. Right now, we're working on a story together called Troy and Frost. It's a story that takes place in 1940s, well, or maybe late 1930s, New York. It's about a private eye and his assistant who work together to solve a secret conspiracy from the Nazis to launch a preemptive strike on America. It is really fun to write. And of course, James Troy is the name of the main character. His assistant is named Elizabeth Frost. He's drawn some awesome art for that. He actually said he's working on another one soon, so we'll see when that turns up. I'll drop it in the Discord sometime, but that's a lot of fun. Raven, do you eat breakfast? Usually, no. Usually, I skip that. Did you design? Oh, wait, I already read that. Raven, will you do a video about giants if they were real? Sure. Even though we agree Yorm doesn't need to be changed, to be honest, it'll be a shock if they did, because there's a few YouTubers like one named Infinite, check him out, that wants a Yorm rework. I've seen Infinite. I've seen his work, and I'll leave that to him to decide. I don't know as much about the game mechanics as other people. Like, I can offer my opinion, but I'm not an expert on these things. I'm more on the history side of things. Let's see. Thanks for the life advice. Really helps to hear more opinions. Also, do you like any survival games? Some. I like some survival games. I mean, I did Dead by Daylight once or twice. I still have the nightmares. All the butt dancing. The memes. Sorry. Had a moment there. Raven, do a flip. No. I thought it was an anime character for the character you use in your vids. Oh, no. That's not an anime character. It's me. Wearing my armor. Hey, Raven, what is your favorite mythical creature or entity? Centaur. I said that. Best idea for a ranged hero is through feats, having low damage. But yeah, the feats idea. We already have characters who have bows and arrows. Leave it to that. Are you true to Kaisar? Depends. Are we talking Rome or talking Fallout? Because I'm a scion of Rome, but I do not bend the knee to the Kaisar. Do you think marine biology is a good job? I'm looking for an opinion, not an answer. I want to do something I'm fascinated in. Yes. I attended a college called Coastal Carolina University. You might have heard of them. They did really well in baseball a couple of years ago. Coastal Carolina is a great school for marine biology majors. I would definitely pursue it. Lots of the folks that I met at Coastal who pursued it really enjoyed it, so I recommend it. And Jaguar, Fallout. No, I do not bend the knee to Kaisar. If you could design your own hero, what faction would they be in, and what weapon would they have? I hate to say it, if I could design my own hero, they'd be a knight, they'd be called a paladin, and I'd give them a sword and shield, baby. So when you have a Kratos, the god of war, and For Honor, you've already got him. Basically, Yorm, the male Yorm. Yeah. Hello, Raven. Hello, Chew. Chew. Gesundheit. That was a forced joke. I'm sorry. Do you play arcade mode or not really? I play it occasionally, just to get some practice in and to see what they're doing. Some of the arcade modes are really fun. Others are. Yeah. I like to play arcade mode as Shinobi just to hate myself. Chew. Yes. Y'all are fun. And I know that a lot of people just left the stream because they can't stand me. Some people hop on and they just go, he's not playing For Honor, not fun. What's up, Tin Can? What's up, GP? Do you think Yubi is hinting at a possible Hindu or Sheik hero for another upcoming hero with the Chakram executions? I hope so, but I don't think so. What lore have you made for your PC heroes? Ooh, I've made a few. Okay, so I've done Warden and Blackfriar. I haven't been able to work on any others yet, but I made Warden and Blackfriar. You know what? I'll save it for later. Is arcade mode canon the For Honor story? I'm confused with that. No. What happened to your mic? It's right here. I'm glad I found Raven. I'm glad you found me too, Dry. Will you do more videos like Lawbringer versus Warmonger or like Kensei versus Warden? Okay, about that. That's not me who does that. That's Slanderous. Awesome YouTuber, by the way. Go check him out. He contacted me asking me if I'd like to be part of this activity where he's doing Heroes versus Heroes. And I said yes. And we are working on a new one. We actually are working on a new one. I won't give away any details about it yet. We actually finished the recording for it, and he'll release it at some point. So yes, I think we will continue those. It's just a matter of when he wants to do them and when it works into his schedule. So that's him who controls that, not me. Raven, do you get PSD flashbacks in arcade mode? I have PTSD. I just don't get them in arcade mode. I get them at other times. I get flashbacks at other points. Honestly, talking with you is very entertaining. Also, where is the marine biology school? I want to know. It's Coastal Carolina University, located in Conway, South Carolina. Hello, good sir. Hello, Ryan. Good evening, Golden Shocky. Chew. Knight versus Samurai, basically. Warden versus Kensei. That'd be an interesting matchup. Yo, the man is streaming. Yes, Noise Tank. Noise Tank. Are you a tank that makes noise or just a tank full of noise? I don't know. JJ is very good now, and Sakura and Sanhu is an absolute monster now. You want to know who the monster is? Aramusha is the monster. say, is arcade mode canon to the For Honor story? I'm confused about the whole thing ever since watching Toasty's lore videos. I doubt it, because in one arcade mode you kill Holden Cross, but he's here. Okay, hear me out. Conqueror with full plate armor. Hear me out. That'd be awesome. Holden, you madman. Yes. First time face reveal? No, I already did one. This is my second face reveal. May the Viking agent For Honor never end. If it ended, the Vikings wouldn't be there. Huh. Why are you so cool? Because if I was hot, I'd be making, like, magazines. You know, I'd be on covers of magazines, man. If I was hot, I wouldn't be here. But sometimes you got to be hot to be cool, and you got to be cool to be hot. Pop-Tarts. That was cringe. That was so cringe. Oh my God. I'm ashamed of myself. And I'm going to watch that number plummet. That number 38 right there, 38 viewers. Awesome job, by the way. I love these viewer numbers. That's plummeting. That's just, going down. Conch Bringer isn't a thing we need. Dry water. Raven. Dry water. Slow clap. No, I can go slower. Okay. I want to politely disagree about Aramusha being a monster. He is a lot better, but not a monster, although I might have named them now. When I was doing my live stream yesterday, I don't think I went into a match where we weren't fighting an Aramusha who wasn't light spamming and ringing the bell. If you could ungender lock a hero, who would it be? Highlander. I want me a female Scotsman. Dry water. We are growing. Your mommy or War Mommy? War Mommy. I don't want to think about Jormungandr as my mommy. I hope the new armor are like what we just had last season, this season. Okay. Opinion on Warlord. If you like him, you like him. I think he's fine. What should I do if I have writer's block? That's a great question. Okay, I do want to answer this. What to do if you have writer's block? Okay, this is going to sound really, really weird. When you have writer's block, what I do is I think very carefully on what it is that I'm writing, and then I go for a walk while listening to music. And I try to pick music that will fit the mood of the scene I'm writing. So, for example, I'm working on a story right now called Shogun of Crime. Now, Shogun of Crime is a crime serial. It's about a Yakuza lady, a young lady from the Yakuza, moving to America to marry into a mafia family to strengthen her family ties. But when she gets there, the mafia family is pretty crap because they're all just a bunch of drug users and they're just like young punk kids who don't actually know what they're doing. It's a disgrace. So she kills the current leader and then becomes the new gang leader of that family to, you know, raise herself up and to become something better. Now, when I write that story, I have to be very careful about how I write it. Before I go any further, Illicit $5. Thanks again for the advice. I love all your stuff. Been here for a long time. Also wanting to start up a channel for my Xbox. Any advice? Illicit, stick around because I'm going to answer your question next. But thank you for the $5. You're my bro. Illicit, everyone give Illicit some points right now. That is so, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to come back to you, Illicit. Don't let me forget. So when I'm writing that story and I reach a point where I have lost focus or I hit writer's block, I stop and I think, okay, what do I want to happen next? And I say, okay, in the next scene, Oichi, that's the name of my main character, is going on a date with Todd. That's her boyfriend who happens to be a police officer. Scandalous. So it's a very tense scene because they're going to be talking about a lot of private stuff, but she needs to be careful what she talks about. So I listen to music that's romantic, but maybe I switch it to something a little bit more heavy, maybe something a little bit more low key, maybe a soundtrack or an OST that fits, maybe like an Hellsing OST, stuff like that. So I try to listen to something that gets my mood going, and then I start picturing out the scene in my mind. I start playing it out. Sometimes I'll even speak the dialogue like I'm reading a script, and I'll speak for Oichi and I'll speak for Todd and I'll play out the dialogue. And then I let that play it out for me. And then after a while, I'll hit some inspiration. Or if it's an action scene, I may act out the fight. I may do some punches. I may do some elbows. I may grab my sword and actually do a few test swings to see what I'm doing. You know, get a feel for it, because if I can move with it and feel it, then it becomes more real to me. All right, so back to Illicit's question. Again, thank you for the $5. That means the world to me, my friend. Okay, so I'm wanting to start up a channel for my Xbox. Any advice? It's hard to give advice on that because everyone starts a little differently. What I did was I just threw my stuff at the wall, and I just said, I'm going to make this because it's what I love. What I wouldn't do is just make it about, hey guys, I'm streaming this video today, please come watch me. Because people need a reason to come watch you. They need to say, what's this guy doing that other streamers aren't doing? What's unique about this guy? Like, for example, I think the whole reason PewDiePie got famous is because of his accent and because he has PewDiePie. I know I can't do it like him. I do it too Southern. I think that's the reason he got famous, because he had a niche. I think that some people just have their niche, what they're good at. They can be very funny with their streams. They can be very analytical with their streams. They have something that really gets them popular, something that gets them really interested. And what I did with For Honor was I focused very heavily on the history. I focused very heavily on the realism. Because most people who were playing For Honor at the time, I think, were just talking about the negative aspects of the game, saying it's not balanced, this character's broken, the devs don't care, stuff like that. I said, no, I want to talk about other things. I want to talk about the history, the realism, why I like it. And I think that drove people towards me. So if you're going to do a channel on your Xbox, what I would do is I would focus very heavily on what's something that you enjoy about the particular games you play that you don't think other people enjoy. What's something you notice about it that you don't think other people would notice. So if you play something like, I don't know, Star Wars Battlefront 2, let's just throw something at the wall. Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's about Star Wars. You play Star Wars. What do you like about it that other people don't? And what's something you can talk about that other people don't talk about? Like the Russian Badger, who I think is one of my favorite gaming YouTubers out there. He did a video on Battlefront 2, and it was hilarious. It was a very, very funny video. But he mostly just talked about the game mechanics, how it's not very balanced, but how there are a lot of fun elements to it. What could you talk about? Like for me, I might talk about, why can Rey do this and this and that, when in the movies she did this and this and that? Why is there no Mace Windu when there's a Captain Phasma who did nothing in the stories? How come a clone trooper can do this when we never saw this? How come this is a gun that you have when we never saw this in the movie? Like, I might do it connected to the movies. I don't know. I'm not ever going to do that, guys, just saying. But you've got to kind of decide what works best for you. Pick a style that you want to go with and run with it. That would be my advice. Pick something that you enjoy, something that you love about the content you make, and really bank on it. Because genuinely, I didn't think I'd ever get popular. I thought that I would always just be an obscure, maybe a few hundred subscriber channel. And now we're at 8,000. So again, thank you for the $5. I hope I answered your question. Appreciate it, man. Anyway, are you on Xbox or PS4? PS4. Your arch enemy, Crow Viking. Funny. How do you think a Scottish hero wearing a Scottish broadsword and tars would work for Vikings? I think that might work. It's historically inaccurate, but hey, so is Highlander, yeah. Who in For Honor would you date? Let me guess, Nobu. Who would I date? Okay, let's see. I've dated a girl from China. I've dated a girl from Japan. I've dated a girl from Korea. I've dated a girl from Thailand. I've hit most of the Asian countries. So probably end up with Nushi at some point. That'd be kind of fun. She's a dancer. That'd be kind of interesting. Nobushi, definitely. I think that she'd be very submissive, very sweet, very kind. I'd like that. I'd try Peacekeeper, but she might shiv me in my sleep if I say something wrong. Valkyrie would be very fun, but she needs to show her face a little bit more. I want to see her smile. I want to see that beautiful face. Shaman, I don't think that would work because, you know, she might just eat me, not in a good way. God dang. I regret everything. Definitely not Warmonger. She's crazy. Oh, I regret everything. Nobushi's waifu, my guy. Do you have Ghost of Tsushima? Yes. Oh, my Asians. My man has a taste for Asian Nobushi. Yeah, here's the thing. I never knew that I would be dating Asians all that much. Here's what happened, though. When I was in college, I really helped out the Asian community clubs. Like, I joined up with a Chinese club, really helped them out. Actually, cute story. This is a really cute story about how I met one of my friends. Her name was Leaf. Well, that's not her real name. Her real name is Chinese, but it translated to Leaf, so we just all called her that. One day, me and my brother were at Walmart, and at Coastal, They have this tram system, like these buses that go between Walmart and the college and the beach and all that. Now, the tram that runs between the college dorms and the Walmart comes every 30 minutes to an hour. It was raining really hard that day, and me and my brother, we had driven my car. So we were leaving, and we just saw these two girls from China just standing out near the rain and just kind of standing there. And I was walking by, and I said to my brother, I said, "Hey, man, what do you think they're just doing standing there?" And then he said, "Probably waiting on the train." And I said, "When does that come back?" And he said, "Probably not for another 22 minutes, maybe 20. And I went, "They shouldn't have to stand there." And he said, "Well, you know, it's what it is. They don't have a car, so they got to take the tram." So I stopped and I said, "Do you need a ride?" And they looked at me, and I said, "Sorry, it's just, I recognize you. You're from school, right? You're from Coastal. You're waiting on the tram. It's raining. You shouldn't have to stand here and wait. There's room in our car. We can give you a lift to the college." And they were a little skeptical, but I think one of them recognized me, and he said, "Okay." Got them to the car. We got them in, and then we're driving. I said, "I'm like, nice to meet you. I've seen you around school. Which dorms do you live in?" And they said the Cove. And I said, "Oh, we live right next to that. We'll drop you off." And we just kind of started casual conversation. And then I told one, and then one, I said, how are you liking your school life?" And then Leaf, she said, "Oh, well, I'm taking American history for one of my classes, and I'm not doing well in it." And I said, "Well, if you ever need help, I'd be happy to help you out. Here's my number. If you ever want a tutor, if you ever want some help, I'd be happy to help." She said, "Thank you." And I didn't think she'd ever take me up on it. I was just being nice. But then about a week or two later, I suddenly get a text, and she says, "Hey, I've got a big test coming up. I could really use some help. Would you mind coming over and just tutoring with me?" And I said, "Okay, sure. That'd be fun." So I come over to her place. We sit down for a while, and we just work on it. And it was a lot of fun. And then she treated me to dinner afterwards, which was how we started dating and, well, meeting up every now and then. And then I helped her get her driver's license, which was a lot of fun. And it was a very fun time. I really enjoyed it. It didn't last long. It only lasted like maybe, 2 or 3 months, but still a lot of fun anyway. And so crazy times, man. Raven, what happened to the best girls ships in For Honor video? It's been put on hiatus until I can actually negotiate something with my friend Hannah, who said that she was going to do those pictures. She's very busy. Do you listen to Sabaton? Yes. Finn Blackfire would be a goth girlfriend, probably. Do you think you could do a rant video about, because last stream your rant about cancel culture was really funny. I can't just go into rant mode on a whim. Something has to come up, and I have to be in the mood to really go off on it. So if you want me to rant before I leave tonight, you better give me something to go on, okay? Because I need something to go off on. It can be an anime that I don't like. It can be a TV show or a thing that happened that I don't like. I can go off on it, but you need to give me something. That story is pretty sweet, though, and another universe's story would be a murder confession. Genuinely, I thought they were going to say no, because if I were a girl and some guy said to me, "Hey, you need a ride?" my first thought is, no, I don't know you. I think they were very trusting, but that was it. They were good to trust me. I'm better than that. What is your favorite Sabaton song? That's a good question. I mean, The Last Stand is easily one of their best, but I love Bismarck, and I also love 80 Second All the Way. Both of those are really, really good. And Shiroyama, of course. Let's see. Will you ever play M&B Bannerlord? My brother's going to get me to. He keeps saying I need to. Want to see Raven just go live about Naruto or Star Wars? Later, I'll do a rant at the end. Don't have Warmonger or as your date, because she'll just make you kneel to her and serve her. Just date Nusha. Just date Nusha. Nusha should be fun to date. I think Nusha should be very entertaining. She's very showy. She's kind of all about dancing and having a good time, all about entertainment. I think that'd be fun. Have you played For Honor in different language settings? French, Warmonger sounds scarier than the normal. I will look into that. Well, you did rant where you were responding to the Crusader bit. Yes, I did. Attack of the Dead Men best song, Fight Me. I won't. It's a good song. Hey, what are your thoughts on nunchucks? Just curious because of Shadversity. They are crap tier weapons. Flashy, cool to look at, requires skill to use, crap tier weapons. If you handed me nunchucks and said, "Go out into battle with that," I'd drop them and use my fists. Anyway, I'm enjoying Naruto a lot recently. I'd love to know its problems and issues. Again, I'll go into that. Valk, maybe. Raven, what's your favorite movie? That's tough. I don't know. It depends. really depends. Love you. Got to go. Have a great night, Raven. Thank you, Alyssa. And thanks again, man. Appreciate it. Hope things work out for you. What do you think about Fem San-ho? She can be pretty. She just needs to let her hair grow out. Love you, bro. No homo. Have you thought of playing Chivalry 2? I played it today. I'm playing it. Did you know that before the Shad vid? Yeah, I never liked nunchucks. I never liked them. When I saw the Ninja Turtles, I thought Leonardo, cool. Raphael, okay. Donatello, cool. Michelangelo, why are you using that? Why are you using those? Nunchucks, in my opinion, are really, really bad weapons. I don't care what Bruce Lee movie you're watching. They're not good weapons. I don't like them. Can they do damage? Sure, but it requires a lot of skill to use them effectively. And I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should give a person a weapon that doesn't take a whole lot of years of training and discipline to master. Sure, like think about it like this. If you hand a guy a sword and say, all right, you have 1 day to train with this before battle starts. Okay, I might not be an expert with it, but I can figure out hack/stab. I can figure that out. I might do okay. Nunchucks? Here are these nunchucks. You have 1 night to prepare and then battle tomorrow. I'm not ready. I will not be ready. Not in 1 night. No, not going to happen. Raven, have you seen Chad versus video about the sword staff? No. Guess who's back again? I don't know. Hey, Raven, if American cartoons came out as much as Japanese cartoons, would you watch them? Personally, I think it would be a good idea having many unique shows without any political SJW topics. If American cartoons came out as much as Japanese cartoons, would you watch them? American cartoons are dying for me, so I don't know how to answer that. How about Kusarigama versus Nunchucks? Both aren't good, but at least one has a blade. And also, female Highlander. How about a female Shugoku? She can sit on you and not break your back, but she'd be thick on the family. Okay, I got carried away. You did get carried away. Don't say that again. Hope you're having a great day. I am Santana. Raven, how buff are you? Not enough that I would want to take off my shirt. Raven, I always need a box of tissues when you do face cam. I didn't need to know that. For the Emperor. Did you like Total Drama Island, Raven? It was okay. It was back in the days before cartoons were just too awful to watch. Okay, so I was asked to tell you, Drywater, about my thoughts on Naruto. I will do my best. Okay, here's the thing about Naruto. For those of you who like Naruto, brace yourself. Actually, before I do this, would I date a female space marine? There are no female space marines. Would I date a sister of battle? Maybe, if she didn't kill me. Okay. Here's the thing about Naruto. When it first came out, I was kind of excited about it. I kind of liked the concept. I liked this idea of a secret ninja world where ninjas did these things in the shadows. I liked Naruto as a character. He could annoy me, but I liked this idea of this kid who had been disrespected all of his life for something he couldn't control and wanting to make something of himself, to become the Hokage. I thought, that's kind of cool. And for the first few arcs, like, I really enjoyed the Zabuza arc where he went to the land of water. That was fun. I thought that was interesting. I thought it really dived into the idea of what ninja could be capable of. I thought it was very creative. Then it goes into the Chunin exams, and I thought that was even better. We're seeing all these different ninja worlds, all these different ninja abilities, all these kids with amazing powers. It's cool. I thought it was really sweet. I enjoyed it. And then the Sasuke retrieval arc happened. And I wasn't as into that. It was okay. I liked some of the fights that happened. It was kind of cool. But after the Sasuke retrieval arc, things started going downhill fast. It was just all filler. All of it was just kind of nothing. I didn't really enjoy any of it. It was kind of like, because all Naruto could focus on at that point was, I need to find Sasuke. I need to find Sasuke. I need to find Sasuke. And I'm thinking, don't you want to be Hokage? What happened to that? But whatever. Okay, so then Shippuden comes along, and already things are looking up. I'm kind of like, all right, we got the Akatsuki, we got more of that going on, we got more of this other cool stuff. But now I've got some questions. Like, for example, ninjas seem to be everywhere. Like, there was this joke about Yu-Gi-Oh! That I heard where everyone says, everyone's a freaking duelist. I look at Naruto and I say, everyone's a freaking ninja. I thought ninja were supposed to be secretive, but it turns out, no, they just rule the whole world. Well, how can you be a secretive, silent assassin ninja if you rule the whole freaking world. How does that work? How does that militaristically work? But leaving that aside, leaving the politics of it all aside, because it's, hey, you don't need to worry about the politics in a show where it's all about politics and wars that could be kicked off. But I liked the Akatsuki. They were cool. I really liked them as an enemy. That was really neat. And I liked a lot of their characters. I wasn't as into Naruto anymore because he was still on the whole rescue Sasuke thing. I'm like, don't you want to be Hokage? I thought that was the whole thing. The characters didn't impress me. A lot of them were kind of shafted. Naruto suffers a big time from this syndrome in shonen that Dragon Ball has too, that I call the audience character syndrome, where characters are introduced who show that they're powerful, but they have no story because their whole job is to look at the main character later just to go, wow, he's so powerful. I wish I was that powerful. Did you know he was powerful? I wish I was that powerful. I remember the days when he wasn't powerful, but now he's so powerful. And that's what all the characters have become now. Sakura had one good fight against an Akatsuki member, and then she really doesn't do anything else anymore. And then the whole story is just about her looking at Naruto and Sasuke going, wow, look how powerful they are. I remember when they weren't that powerful. Do you remember when I was close to that powerful? I don't even remember when I was close to that powerful. They're just so powerful. And then a lot of jutsu and abilities that were supposed to be super legendary, secretive abilities that only a few can do, like the Rasengan. Now everyone and their mother can do the Rasengan. When even Konohamaru is busting out a Rasengan, I'm just like, yeah, this amazingly powerful jutsu that took Naruto several episodes of the show and a couple of chapters of the manga to figure out. Now this brat kid could do it. And then I think the biggest problem that I had with Naruto was it went too long. The Naruto, in my opinion, should have ended after the Pain arc. It should have just ended there. After Pain destroyed the village, everything was set up, you know. The village was destroyed. Naruto has to help rebuild it. Sasuke had killed his brother, learned the truth about everything. He should have come home and said, hey, I'm sorry for what I did. I misunderstood what was going on. And then Naruto could say, hey, I vouched for him. He's my bro. We're good. And because Tsunade's out of the picture and Danzo's dead, we can easily insert, well, Danzo's not dead, but he isn't. Still out of the picture. So all that has to happen now is they say, okay, Naruto, why don't you be de facto Hokage? Get a taste of that life. So Naruto becomes Hokage and he gets his dream. And even if he doesn't become Hokage, he got what he really wanted, which was the village's respect. He also gets to have some time with his dad. He got to meet his dad. Then until Fox is sealed up away again, Pain learns his lesson. The Akatsuki are defeated. The only thing to wrap up is Obito, or Toby, and Conan. And Conan takes care of him by killing him, and he doesn't use that stupid Sharingan power that saves his butt, but whatever. Hinata confessed her love, so we get that tied up. Everything seems to wrap up perfectly well. It felt like the perfect place to end it, but it kept right on going. And that's what I think I hated about it. Everything they added after that was just Sharingan plot hole no jutsu. Anytime the writer wrote themselves into a corner, we're going to give the Sharingan a new power. F the Sharingan. It annoys me now. And then Boruto came out, which I think is worse than Naruto by a long shot. The funny thing is, as much as I rant and rave about how bad Naruto could get, Boruto is a million times worse, and I will not hear anyone argue on that one. I will stand by Boruto is crap compared to the original, but whatever. Okay, I had my rant about Naruto. Moving on. You watched the Double Axe vid? No. What 5 things should a beginner warden know? Shoulder bash. What are your thoughts on Goblin Slayer? It's a kick-ass anime. I like that one. I like Goblin Slayer. It's a lot of fun. What do you think the new Hero Kid is? I don't want to guess because I know I'm going to be long. What about Demon Slayer? Also kick-ass. I like Demon Slayer. What about dragons? They're cool. What would you think of a TV series on the world of For Honor? That'd be sweet. I already wrote one of the first episodes. They can insert it. It's called Under the Sakura Shadow. Check it out. It's very explicit. I know I asked this already, but I need to ask, how much do you know about Adam's character in Record of Ragnarok? I know it's probably insulting to your Christian beliefs. He's a very interesting character. I don't know Record of Ragnarok, so I don't know anything about that. Raven, would you say Naruto has accurate ninjas? No. What are your thoughts on the storytelling in Attack on Titan? I don't like Attack on Titan. Yeah, all my subscribers just left me at that point, but I don't like Attack on Titan. I never got into it. I watched like the first few episodes and it just did not grab me. The animation is cool. The soundtrack is cool. I just don't like it. I think I have to go. It's 3:05 a.m. here. But before I go, what's your favorite Viking king and why? I don't know that many Viking kings, so I don't know if I can answer that. Thoughts on Castlevania Lords of Shadows? Anyway, good night, Tristan. See you later, man. Thoughts on Castlevania Lords of Shadows? Also, I hope you're in good health. I'm doing okay, and I like Castlevania 5. Don't worry if you're not used to it. I'm not. What do you think about God of War, the new game coming out? I enjoyed the first game. I hope the next one is just as good. Aren't ninjas just stealthy mercenary samurai? Ninjas are spies. Ninjas are spies. I want to get that very clear. Ninjas were not assassins. That could be a job they did, but ninjas were basically spies. Their job was espionage, gathering intel, and sabotage. They were not always assassins. You could have a ninja who doesn't know anything about martial arts. You could have a ninja who disguises himself as a merchant, a ninja who disguises himself as a samurai, a ninja who is a samurai, a ninja who's a prostitute. You could have a lot of different ninjas, but they weren't always assassins. What's your view on dark fantasy? It can be good, just don't abuse it. Do any of the Phase 4 Marvel movies interest you? No. Many of the Phase 2 don't interest me. Will you watch it in Netflix? Sure. Indeed, they may be. I never liked Attack on Titan. Thank you, Luke. Man of Culture. What are your thoughts on Goblin Slayer? It's awesome. What's your thoughts on Doom? Meme-worthy. Do you think that a samurai here with a shield would work even though the samurai never had shields? I mean, do you mean work as in game? Sure, I'm sure you could find a way to make it work, but again, it's not historically accurate, so I don't know what you mean by work. Well, yeah, they were mostly info gatherers and scouts. You're right, Hans. You're right. Thank you, Raven, for that rant. You're welcome, Dry. Glad you got what you wanted. Is God of War accurate as the gods, as in the gods? Is God of War accurate as in the gods are featured? No, because God of War, the goal of God of War is to make all the gods look evil, and not all the Aesir were evil. Will you review on the Bad Batch? Maybe. I don't know. What is your favorite Norse god? Freya. How many weapons do the samurai have left? Well, I don't know. They've got to show me. I'm excited for whatever they come out with. Raven, when you say you're a fellow man of culture, I think I am. But I can't be the one who decides that. The culture has to decide that. What weapon would you use in battle? Longsword. Do you like Spawn? You mean the comic book character? Yeah, he's cool. What's your PFP helmet based off of? Samurai and Knight combined? I hope the new character isn't a reskin of Kensei Orochi. I hope not, but he probably is. What are your thoughts on Michael Bay's movies, mainly Transformers? Michael Bay is a joke. He basically just appeals to young men with power fantasies and makes things go boom and shows off sexy ladies. At least that's what most of his videos do. Loki is best. Fight me. Okay, on that one, I think I will. From Marvel, it annoys me. I think the new hero will be hybrid. He might be. Marvel or DC. I grew up a DC kid. I grew up with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I grew up with all these characters. That was my thing. I never really got into Marvel. The only Marvel character I really liked was Spider-Man. And they can't even decide who's Spider-Man anymore, especially after the clone and multiverse stuff. Rant about Rick and Morty. Oh, you mean that nihilistic piece of garbage show that people somehow like unironically? If I had to pinpoint a show that proves that American cartoons are just dying, and that's it. That show is just awful. See you, Hervis. See you later. But that show is terrible. It is just an awful nihilistic piece of garbage that is presenting itself as way more than it should be. And you know what? Here's the thing. I know a lot of people say they like it because they like the writing in it. And maybe the writing is top tier. Maybe it's great. But you know what? I can't get past how irritating the characters are. There's this new movement now. There's this new thing where if you make a character incredibly unlikable, somehow that's good because you didn't expect it, or he's just smarter than you. I hate people who say that. That to me is outlandishly stupid. You don't like Rick and Morty? You're just too dumb to get it. Well, then explain to me why it's good. I can't explain it to you. You're too dumb. Sure, that's a great way to avoid having a conversation. You want me to like this show that I don't like, that you do, but I'm too dumb to understand it. Oh, wow, that's going to make me like it so much more now. If your show is so bad that you can't even explain to people why it's good, what makes you think I'm going to like it? Raven, how many swords could a longsword if a longsword could sword? Yeah, it didn't work. Do you think Tox and Carnage and Venom Son will be in Venom movie? Nope. I watched Attack on Titan's first season. I just couldn't continue it. I couldn't either. Hey, Raven, you watch anime or plan on making any videos about it? And just a question. I do watch anime. I reference it a lot. I probably won't make any videos specifically about it. Maybe things in them. What do you think is the least historically accurate For Honor hero? Probably Shinobi, because Shinobi did not fight. At least that wasn't their primary role. Tips for writing a character that loves being evil. Go to my villain video on that, honestly. A character who just loves being evil, like evil for evil's sake, that's what we call the demon character. You know, the character who is just unquestionably evil. I prefer characters that have depth in a story that feels relatable, like a slice of life in a series. Yes. Do you like Star Wars? I love Star Wars. Storm, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is my thing. I hate what they've done with it. Any slice of life anime you suggest for a binger? Okay, there are a couple. My Roommate's a Cat is a very clever one. My Roommate is a Cat is a story about a writer whose parents died. And he's very successful as a writer. He writes very popular novels, but he's hit writer's block. And one day, while at a graveyard mourning his lost parents, he meets his cat. And he takes it home, and the cat gives him inspiration. Now, what happens is the manga and the anime are broken into two parts. Each chapter is broken into two halves. One half of the chapter tells you the story from the guy's point of view, but then it will tell you the same story from the cat's point of view, which makes it very funny. Another one is recovery or rehab for an MMO junkie. That's a cute one. Okay, so this one's about a girl who quit her job because it was way too stressful, and she used to be very much into MMORPGs. So she gets onto an MMORPG to kind of relive her old childhood dreams. And she makes a male character because she wants to kind of pretend she's not who she is. Along the way, she meets some other great people. She meets some other fun people to hang out with while still trying to avoid going to work, which makes you wonder how she makes any money, but that's beside the point. And then she meets this girl character on the game who starts to show affection towards her guy character, and she's wondering what that means. But then she meets this guy in real life who she doesn't know is actually playing the girl character, and it's building this kind of getcha-gotcha romance between the two on the screen. And then when they find out who each other are, it gets super awkward, but it's really funny. It's a very good one. I highly recommend that one. That's a good slice of life anime to go with. Let's see. There's more. They're just not coming to me right now. There are plenty of slice of life anime that I do enjoy. I'm just having trouble thinking of them right now. Yeah, it is what it is. Raven, do you think that they will make heroes based off of mythical figures like Jormungandr? Anything's possible. Your blood marine, your black rage is showing. What is your opinion on the anime Gate? My brother has seen that. I have not seen it. He doesn't like it. He can go into that another time. What do you think about Ruby? Crap. Any that are available on VRV? Probably. I made Shinobi, and he is very hard to play because he sucks, and his health is basically paper, and he barely does damage, but I enjoy playing him, and I don't get angry. Someone dislikes him. I just think he needs help. I notice it's quite funny how men tend to play as females and girls tend to play as males. It's weird. Sometimes I'll play a female character if I get the option, just for the fun of it, you know? Try things new. I noticed it's quite funny how, I read that. Have you watched Gravity Falls? It's okay. Gravity Falls isn't too bad. The animation and art style don't do anything for me, but the story is decent. Do you think other factions should have tattoos other than Vikings? It wouldn't make sense for the samurai too, because tattoos in Japanese culture often associate with gangs, like crime. What historical helmet do you think is the most effective? The ones that protect my head. Yep, that's me. I play female. Good to hear that, Chu. Do you have any clues on the new For Honor heroes or what lore they will bring to us? No. Ever try COD? Oh, Call of Duty? I played the old ones. I don't play the new ones. Like, I think the most recent one that I played was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I don't really play the new ones. I don't get why my family says they are weak. What do you mean? You mean women? Why they say women are weak? Well, in a game, they wouldn't be. A female would be just as strong as a male. Like, that'd be broken if you made one weaker than the other. The best thing about Ruby is the music. The show itself isn't good. Oh no, the show's terrible. Did you watch the Demon Slayer movie? If you did, what are your thoughts on it? If you didn't know, highly recommend it. I have not seen it yet. I will watch it. Any thoughts on Apollyon? Watch my 2 videos on the subject. I have lots of thoughts on Apollyon, and I share them there. Okay, so let me just go ahead and say I got about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap this up, guys, because I've been on for almost an hour and a half. Let me do a few more questions, and then I'll wrap things up. What is your favorite Star Wars character? Mine is Boba Fett and Vader. I like Obi-Wan. I really like Obi-Wan. I personally think the Lawbringer is closest to the Grey Knight's chapter of Space Marines. I could see that. How much lore do you know about Warhammer Fantasy? If so, what is your favorite video? I don't know much. I know some. I know the basics. Like I know the different races, but that's about it. Have a nice day. And before I go, what's your go-to feel-good song? My go-to feel-good song? Listen to Divide Music song about Uncle Iroh. Find Your Way. That's a good one. Definitely a good one to listen to. What historical weapon do you think is the most deadly? The one that kills people. Probably a poleaxe, probably. What are your thoughts on the Mandalorian series? I've only watched season 1, but I enjoyed it. It was interesting. It was entertaining. Jedi or Sith? Neither. Gray Jedi. We have to give credit to For Honor because the Kusarigama is hard to put in the game. It would be, but the way your chair rocks, it must be really comfy. This chair has been in my family for years. My dad gave it to me. It was his favorite chair. He called it the Marshmallow. It's very soft and comfy, so I like it. Do you like Beastie Boys? The Beastmen are kind of weak in Warhammer Fantasy, if I recall. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. Bye, Ponce. What For Honor hero has the worst weapon in real life? Shinobi. I don't like the Kusarigama. And he doesn't even have a real Kusarigama. He has a Parakama, which I don't think are good weapons. Hammer or Mace? Mace. What's your thoughts on Akira Kurosawa's films? I like most of them, but I haven't seen all of them. Raven, have you seen my chainsword? Yes, I took it, and I used it to kill Tyranids. What is your favorite faction in For Honor? And I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next stream. My favorite faction in For Honor are the Knights. Have you ever wanted to make a cartoon? Yes, I would love to make a cartoon. Ooh, that'd be fun. And I have lots of ideas. Just go read some of my stories. I have so many stories. I'd love to share my stories with you guys. I know that they wouldn't interest you, but I would love to share them with you. Nusha Weapons Opinion. The hook swords are a cool weapon set. They are a cool weapon set. I like them. I like the Nusha hook swords. They wouldn't be super deadly in real life, but very creative. Some of this share has been in the family for generations. Oh, Dad's just had this for a long time. What's your favorite season in For Honor? I don't know. I liked when the Wulin came out. I liked Marching Fire. That was great. I liked seeing the Wulin. That was a lot of fun. Right now, this is a very fun season. I'm enjoying the season a lot. Bye. Have a good rest of the day. See you later, Luke. Yeah, everyone's having to go, so this is probably a good time to start wrapping up. What is your opinion on Warmonger's position in the For Honor lore? What are their roles, for example? I want them to tell me more about Warmongers as individuals. Because right now, whenever I think Warmonger, I just think Horkos' apostles, like Horkos' minions. I don't want to just think that. I want to think, like, what are their reasons for doing what they're doing? Like, each individual Warmonger. So I want to know more about it. Give it back now. Okay, I left it in your chambers. Go get it. Insomnia is a weird thing. Cannot sleep, but stumbled upon your live stream. Nice. Well, I'm glad you stumbled upon my stream. Glad to have you here. Which swords are better, straight or bent? I give it a straight. I think straight swords are better because they can cut and stab, whereas a curved sword is better for slashing. Will they ever work on YouTube full time? If I can make money off of it, yes. But the problem is I got to get a lot of subscribers for that, and I don't think I do. Bye, Golden Sharky. See you later, Raven. See you later, Cameron. Well, see you then. Yeah, everyone's getting off. Would you wield an energy sword like Halo or Star Wars? Sure. That'd be cool. I'd love a lightsaber. It was awesome watching your stream. See you in the next one. See you later, Kung Fu Boy. I'll probably do this again sometime. Bye, man. Have a good day, and hope to play For Honor with you on PS4 soon. See you later, Storm. Where can I join your Discord? You're not on Discord? Shoot, I thought you've been on before. Brother, get the flamer, the heavy flamer. Would hook swords be less deadly in the long run, or be so even when properly sharpened and well done? Probably they need to be sharpened. So, all right, goodbye, Raven. See you later. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, Nathan. Do you think Griffin is a balanced hero? Not yet. He needs more work. Later, Slangener. or are you leaving? Dry water, I'm not getting off for a while. Okay, cool. But I'm going to have to get off in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so for those of you who are not on Discord, let me go ahead and add a Discord link for you all to join. So if you have not officially joined the Discord yet, this is your opportunity. Okay, I'm going to add it in the chat right now. That's the link. Just click on that and you will be able to join the Discord for those of you who haven't joined yet. So there it is. Enjoy that. Have fun with it. Nibbles best girl. Hey, you know Nibbles. Love Nibbles. She's great. Nibbles is the name of my shaman. Anyway, will you work with other YouTubers in the future? Yes, I work with Slanderous. I did a back and forth thing with Matt CMG. I doubt he'd ever have me on for anything again. It'd be fun, but I doubt he would. I've always wanted to do something with someone like Shadversity. That'd be so fun. I love doing that, but I'm not even on his radar. Okay, and he doesn't need me for anything. He could run circles around me with his knowledge. So I doubt I'll ever do anything with any big YouTubers. I'd love to do something with Shad, maybe the Metatron, Skullgrim. I'd love to do something with Bosun Bunch now that I can be on PC, or Raven, or Russian Badger. I know I never will. That's not happening, but it would be cool to think about. I'd love to have a sit-down talk with folks like Jordan B. Peterson. That'd be awesome. He's a really great mind. I'd love to pick it. I'd love to just sort of pick his brain a little just to understand how he thinks. I'd love to do stuff like that, but I know I'm not that popular yet, and I've got a long way to go before I am that big that I could do stuff like that. So we'll see. Pogs Raven commented on his own video. Pogs. I've tried it, but it keeps telling me that the verification is too high. Really? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I'll need to look into that. Who's your favorite Wulin hero? Tiandi. How would you fix Yorm? He's pretty weak, but a lot of people hate him for his stamina bully play style. How would I fix him? I don't know how we would. I think the only thing I'd fix is increase his range a little bit. It's the only thing I'd change. Thou shalt not say that Griffin is balanced until he actually is the 11th commandment. I think that's the 13th commandment. I don't know. Is Griffin monkey or monkey Griffin? Monkey is monkey. Anyway, just about out of time, so let's start wrapping this up. I got time for one last question, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So if you have one more question, Jaguar, we gotta get going now. Raven, see you. Have a great day. See you later, Jaguar. See you later, Jaguar. See you later. Any other questions before I go? I'm not answering that, Lucky Rider. Okay, I actually am. I'm just not counting it as the last question because I already answered it. I am playing Chivalry 2. I am playing it. I've already been playing it. If you could make a shark-themed hero, what weapon and armor would you give her? A shark-tooth club, I guess? That's the only thing. Or maybe a Maquito? I don't know. I can't think of a shark-themed hero. What does that even mean? Whatever. Her, because female sharks are bigger and burlier than males. Okay. But how would we have a bipedal shark in For Honor? I don't. Okay, last question. Raven, your thoughts on bees? I like bees. Bees are cool. Bees are my friend. Okay. I think judging from the fact that we only have 21 people watching right now, and that was a pretty silly question, I'm going to wrap things up here. Okay. So let's move on. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I hope y'all really enjoyed watching me because, you know, I'm not always that entertaining. A lot of y'all said that you wanted to see my face again, so here's my face again. You know what? I'll definitely do this again sometime. We'll probably do another Q&A when y'all have more questions, maybe some that aren't quite For Honor related, you know, because I think that I can only answer the same For Honor question so many times. Sometimes I'd like some other questions, you know, because if y'all really want me to rant, ask me some questions about, you know, things that I can rant about. But anyway, again, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing. That always helps out the channel. If you're not part of the Discord, look up in the chat because you'll see the Discord link there, and you can join up with us and have a really fun time, even though we get really weird sometimes. Leave a comment down below if you're watching this after the fact and you'd like to tell me some stuff that you think or ask me questions later, because I always read the comments, guys, even if I don't always reply. But if you leave a good question for me, I may just reply to you. You never know. But thank you guys for watching. This has been a blast. Can't wait to do this again. Look forward to the next video. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't decided yet. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Heroes in History. We'll have to see. But in any case, I got work tomorrow and church tomorrow, so I'm going to be a bit busy, so I don't know what's going to happen. So in any case, again, thanks for watching. Y'all are awesome, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.